If you're seeing this on the 29th or the 30th of October, this is your 24-hour message, your daily reading. We start off here with the Knight of Pentacles as the overall energy that you are focused on today. 555 could be a sign for some of you on my clock here. Knight of Coins is an interesting one to start off with because I feel like, you know what's interesting to me here? This tree doesn't have very many leaves on it, but you're wearing all of them. Almost like you really have to call in a sense of protection in order to get something done. This person's knees are scraped, their feet are scraped. They look a little like ill, feverish almost, which is kind of interesting in this card. I think there's a big goal ahead. And it's one of those energies where, okay, we just got to get up and do it. We just got to focus and do it. We just got to stay consistent. But the tree in the background is what's interesting to me here. It's like, yes, stay consistent. But the downside of the Knight of Coins kind of says, like, what is it are you needing to be loyal to today? I almost feel a need to say that because is it worth burning yourself out? Or how can you fuel yourself in a healthy way before you shift toward work or before you start getting everything done? You're trying to upgrade your life, trying to upgrade your home. This is an energy of persistence, of diligence, of how you're going to continue to show up for something. But we have to be aware of our focus here. Maybe our bodies can speak louder than our goals for the day sometimes. I'm almost hearing there's ways to be persistent without sacrificing loyalty that you need to have to you, to your nature, to energy, to refueling. I feel like the Pentacles, because it deals with persistence, it's something that you want to do over time. Of course, it's systems that you build for yourself that you can really rely on in general. One system that you can rely on is definitely going to be the body, right? You want to be able to give your body what it needs to support you in your overall long-term goals. Not only that, but the rewards are great here. This big old coin, and it's gold. So whatever it is that you're working on right now, it looks like it's going to pay off, and it looks like you have been quite persistent over time. There could be offers coming your way. You could be focusing on getting an offer. You could be focusing on working towards something here. Now, on the flip side, we do have these energies of, it almost feels like different seasons, right? We have fall here. This tree could be freshly sprouting some energies or clearing away. This energy feels like summertime here. So there's all of these different seasons on this card, and it almost kind of says like long-term persistence is important. How you support yourself in order to get that goal or show up persistently is the message here today. And I think the challenge, the sun is an interesting challenge, I'm not gonna lie. We also have these couple that flipped out, the Empress and the World, as challenges. So it looks like the challenge here is that you are really learning to trust that all of your efforts are going to pay off. You're learning to really trust yourself, trust your intuition. These are interesting challenges as major arcana. It seems like a major shift happening within you where you're realizing my joy can come first. My joy has to come first. I'm almost getting this energy with the Devil here and the Knight of Swords as a piece of advice here. It seems to be this energy, this masculine energy that we want to have. And I'm non-binary. You can take that as it resonates. The energy of action, the energy of drive, the energy of laser focus there. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can bite himself in the butt a little bit because of how much he's rushing forward, right? You have this certain goal and it feels instinctive sometimes to push yourself harder, to push yourself faster, but it's only going to hurt yourself in the end. You have this sharp sword here, you're carrying it. You got to be careful with that sword. It could end up hurting you if you're not careful, right? So the Devil here is being so attached to a goal, being so laser focused on something that maybe sometimes we don't say things very gently, or maybe sometimes we come off a little off, or maybe sometimes our mind isn't as clear as we think we are, right? So I'm almost getting this energy of the advice here is kind of saying with the Devil, you can let go of those masks, let go of the hustle, let go. There's something about that here, like the energy of the sun, the Empress in the World. It feels like this feminine energy of just Trust that you can receive it. Trust that refueling yourself is the way to go. The sun, literally your sun sign even, is kind of like your battery. It's your fuel source. Even today, I was going through some health concerns. And so I spent a lot of time outside just breathing, right? And so that energy supported me to be able to show up right now, to be clear in my intuition. It's better to be grounded, and you have to let that energy come to you. You have to follow through where your joy is leading you sometimes. When you lead with joy, you can take aligned action here. And I think that's the advice. You've learned in the past that rushing, putting pressure on yourself, all of those things, it only affects you later. For some reason, I'm hearing neck pain, goodness, operating on a very small percent of energy, battery power, technology that goes wrong. It's like spirit kind of sends you a little bit, all of these little things, glitches, power outages, goodness, all of these little things that might show up as spirits kind of sign like, you don't have to work so hard for the blessing that's coming to you. It's guaranteed. There's something here written in the stars. It's funny that we have a mirror number here as well, 606. I'll put some messages on that for here as well. And also check the time that you see this. That could be a message for you. 119 333 1212. I'm almost getting here. There's something very positive that's working out for you. And you're just kind of having to trust nature to do its thing. You're having to allow yourself the space to just breathe for a while, right? And there's something in that you find yourself significantly more empowered. And I'm almost getting you'll get better results when you really take care of yourself. I feel, especially right now, look at this energy, the Five of Swords. It's like certain systems that get in our space, insecurities, energies, fears getting into our space. It almost feels like a bunch of like bubbles of worry all around you here with the Five of Swords, and it makes you feel like, okay, well, I have to push myself even harder. I have to kind of beat myself up in order to get myself going. And I'm just getting that's not the way today. That's not the way today. 555 was in the beginning. The 5 here, especially all of these crows, it's interesting. So first message here, the 5 is about change, but it's not change that's just guaranteed. It's the change that you actively have to shift toward. You actively have to try something new. So they're saying, don't push so hard because it might not work out. You might not come off in the way that you're wanting to, right? And so this could be slow down a little bit. It's okay to slow down. The sun is our energy source. And the other message I was seeing here, there's a difference between a crow and a raven, right? Difference between a crow and a raven. When you see a raven, you know the difference between a crow and a raven. A raven is significantly, like, they're just huge. There's something about a raven. They're just broad birds, right? You can feel it. You'll know when they're a raven versus a crow. Crows are very small. They come very plentiful often. So I'm almost getting this message of be careful what you assume is empowerment, but it's actually fear in disguise. It's actually worry in disguise. It's actually insecurity in disguise. You might find yourself pushing too hard, right? It's almost like some things are better. It kind of reminds me, because I love to cook. So this feels like maybe somebody's ancestors are here as a message for you as well, of some chilies, some soups are better, even a curry, something like that, right? Or a good pot of greens. They're so much better when you let them sit longer. They're so much better when you let them sit. They're better the second day, right? They're better when you marinate your meats, your foods for longer periods of time. It tastes better. It tastes sweeter, right? It tastes like the flavor, it absorbs it more. Versus with this energy here, you're just trying to force out the messages or force out the results, force it out. And it's one of those things where these swords could end up hurting you instead, or hurting the people you love, without realizing it here. So they're kind of cautioning you against pushing too hard. What is the results as we choose to slow down? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Something works out for you financially, health-wise, goals. It works out for you even better. The rabbit spirit could be a sign for you. Mushrooms here. Something works out even better because you choose to listen to this new energy of yours. The Ace of Pentacles, yes, new opportunities, but also you're embodying something different now. You do not have to operate in these old ways. Stay the course. You got to trust it. You got to trust it even if you don't see it.